Alright, I'm getting ready to install this Borgeson power steering control valve replacement on my 69 Mustang, and it is called a drag link adapter. The purpose of this is to convert my car from power steering to manual steering. This is pretty much a shortcut if you want to convert your car to power steering, from power steering to manual. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have a problem with these headers that I put on. At the time I bought them, I didn't know they weren't compatible with my stock power steering, so the bottom tube on the headers interferes with the hydraulic ram, which isn't here, but that bracket with a hole in it right there is supposed to lower the hydraulic ram low enough so it will clear headers, but not with these headers. So I'm going to go the manual steering route, and if I don't like it, I will either modify the headers or get a different set of headers and convert back to power steering. And so this drag link adapter just replaces this hydraulic control valve right here on the end of the drag link, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to see how this goes. All right, so these are the JBA long tube headers, and this is the bracket for the hydraulic ram for the power steering, and it looks like there's going to be a problem there. So for the time being, I'm going to take the hydraulic ram off on the power steering. All right, so I'm getting ready to take off my control valve, and I really don't have it installed like you would if it was actually a car that was being driven. It's just mocked up. So the castle nut that's on top here is just loose, and there's also a clamp that goes on this end that keeps it from rotating. It's like a bicycle seat post clamp with a pin in one end, and that's probably the hardest part of this operation, is to get that clamp off and get the pin removed if you have a stock setup that's never been taken apart. But other than that, so when you take the castle nut off, it will just drop down. Probably have to use some force to separate that. And then when you've got the clamp off down here, which I don't have, it just you can unthread it from the end of the drag link there. And then the Borgeson piece just threads on. And then install the rest of the hardware, this washer, rubber bushing, and foam bushing, castle nut, and cotter pin. Install the cotter pin, and that's pretty much it. All right, so I found that when I turn my steering wheel all the way to the left, the bolt on the clamp on the steering adapter was hitting into the header tube. It was the threaded end of the bolt, so I took the steering adapter back off and I flipped the clamp so that the bolt is now facing in the opposite direction, so that the bolt head is closest to the header tube now, as you see here. And I also rotated the clamp a little so that I now have about an 1/8 to 1/4 inch clearance between the clamp and the header tube, so that fixed my interference problem. And I also have this roller idler arm from OpenTracker Racing that's going to go on the other end of the drag link. That should help with the steering effort with the manual steering. Alright, so you are looking at the idler arm install, joined in progress. I've got the old idler arm off. The idler arm from OpenTracker Racing with roller bearings at both ends is about to go on. It's simply going to slide up on the end of the drag link there, and the other end bolts to the frame rail like that with 2 long bolts that go through, and I'll be right back. All right, here's a quick disassembly of the roller bearing assembly on this idler arm. So just goes together just like that. Washer on the bottom, then your castle nut. Top goes like that. Like that. And this steel bushing. Well, that's pretty much it. Alright, so here's what your roller action looks like. All right, 7/8 wrench. Alright, so that is it for the install of the roller idler arm from OpenTracker Racing. And this is the Trans Am roller idler arm. Don't know if I mentioned that, but it has roller bearings at both pivot points, where their normal roller idler arm, the less expensive version, just has roller bearings on, I forget which end, I believe this end right here. And way down in there is my stock power steering box, which has been rebuilt by Chaco Stang. I believe it's a 16:1 ratio. So with all this new suspension, rebuilt power steering box, this should feel pretty good. I'll do a test drive and let you know how it goes. All right, so I have included some footage of me making some turns, sometimes from a dead stop, so you can be the judge. The only time it's really a little bit difficult is if you're trying to make a 3-point turn or trying to parallel park. But other than that, it's yeah, it's not too bad. So let's see what you think.